Hey guys, and welcome back to another video. In this video we're going through the Brisbane versus West Coast Eagles game, in which Brisbane ran out winners, basically just smashing them in the second half. I think it was like 67 to 23 in the second half, something like that. So Brisbane ended up winning by 3 goals or so, and continue on their merry way, I guess. In a way, they're now 2-0, I think. And they're just doing what they need to be done. So anyway, let's just go into this video. Dane Zorko, what the heck do we do? Because he's done it again. This time he's played off half back and he's done it. 28 touches, 11 marks, 3 tackles, job done. Simply put, he looked really good. Yep, job done. And yeah, definitely trade-in target. I have been looking at the Brisbane weather. This is about the 3rd or 4th time I've looked at it, and that's fallen back. It was 9 to 45 mils this morning at, I would say, I don't know the exact time. Let me actually bring it up, the text that I brought it, that I set it at. So we've got Brisbane at yesterday, around this time yesterday, so 22 hours ago. It was at 10 p.m. yesterday. It was at the point of being 9 to 45, and now it's at 15 to 70. So that's worrying for Brisbane next week. But, and probably Zorko in particular, and probably more fades towards going Dunkley. But what do we do is the big question with regards to that, because that's interesting. Because Dunkley's probably going to do really, really well. Going to get a lot of tackles. But we need a defender for Perryman. So this is a big discussion to have in terms of trade targets, and you'll get that tomorrow with me. And so we'll go through that tomorrow, I think, once I can actually mull over my thoughts. Jared Berry did pretty well fancy-wise, but Supercoach-wise, 94, not best split there. Look, Neil back to his best when he doesn't get tagged. He's ridiculous. So yeah, probably got to tag him. When you have 35 and a goal, you've done well. So he dined out there. 8 clearances, 14 contested possessions, 35 touches. Josh Dunkley as well, 117 Supercoach, 111 fancy. He's definitely a consideration as well at 602. He could become that sort of guy that has that sort of 110 floor or 105 floor. And then when Neil gets tagged, he goes 135, 140. So I'm really considering this just in terms of Dunkley, because he gets such good non-disposal work as well. He's done 6 and 6 after, what was it, 8 and 8 last week, something like that. So yeah, definitely a guy on consideration, I think, in both fancy and Supercoach. Supercoach, a little bit easier, I feel like, to get to him, but also want Dawson just because Dawson's going ridiculous and he's 50k cheaper. Leicester, Harris Andrews, Wilmot, McCluggage, Will Ashcroft, 90, 104. He did really well late. I still think he's not going to be top end. And then Levi Ashcroft, 75, 72, 26 point last quarter fancy wise. Don't know if that translated Supercoach wise scoring. Might have only been a 10 or 15 pointer, but he did probably do well because they did come storming back late. Ainsworth, Morris, Randall Payne, McLaughlin wasn't the best McLaughlin, but could be on the bubble, I think, in a couple weeks' time. That could be interesting. Same week as Bice, I believe, so that'll definitely be interesting. Day, Revel, McKenna. Then we go over to the West Coast Eagles. This part's probably going to be quick because West Coast Eagles are horrific. I know I did say that Tim Kelly should have retired in 2019. That was a little bit of a little bit over the top, but he's been pretty poor the last couple of years. Let's just bring up his Kelly stats for you and show you what I was referencing here, and you'll see kind of what I mean by it. If you go to Supercoach here, you'll see we look at average. He had a 102 season in 2023, but 2019 he had a 103, then a 96, 85, 86, 102, 95, and then 85. He was somehow really poor in the it felt like even just in these seasons here. So I just want to go to DFS and show you that as well, because it just feels like he needs to be moved on, even though he had a really good game. Because that's what it is. A player has a good game and then he should be moved on, and a player has a bad game should be kept, because But you can just see it in terms of I mean, 2023, you can see the numbers there. He had a pretty good year, 28 touches, 3.4 marks, 4.7 tackles. But outside of that, he has been extremely poor for the best part of, what's that now? 4 out of the last 5 years, he's been extremely poor. So, yeah, that's just shows, I think, in general, with Tim Kelly himself. But anyway, let's get back to this game here. Liam Baker, 92.75. All right, 24 touches, 7 tackles, 10 contested possessions, 6 clearances, but the 10 clangers and 50% ball use really let him down. Probably just going to be a guy at the end of the season potentially we get for matchups, because he could be a guy that puts a 120 on, but I just don't see it at the moment, and especially regularly. Duar, he shot out of the blocks, 2 goals, 89-84 split, 20 touches, 7 marks. I thought he was honestly playing off half back of the numbers, but yeah, 2 goals did pretty well. If I actually go to Duar here, if it will load, Tyrell Duar, I think it's Duar is how you say it. And then you see here, I think it's, yeah, you can kind of see he was everywhere. So it'll definitely be interesting with him in regards to how he goes, because the game before that in round 1, he put up 46 in fantasy, so shows that he can do it, but the 53%, the disposal efficiency just isn't there. So this is a real concern, and definitely one we need to watch, I would say, in terms of that. But he is priced at, what's that, like 30 odd in both formats at the moment, so definitely an interesting discussion point. I just don't know. He had 4 kick-ins, so maybe it is 4 kick-ins in round 1, and then round 2 went there. So it's definitely intriguing. I just want the guy that's got the bigger role, to be honest with you, or the points backing him, rather than Duar on the because Duar's still got 20 break even or something. Maybe it's surely in the negatives, but it's not that far in the negatives, I would think. Minus 18, so it's not too negative, but not too positive. And then basically skip everyone here because they don't matter. Elijah Hewitt, nice rounding, nice just filler score, to be honest with you, across both platforms. Clay Hall, intriguing if he's on the bubble next week. I believe he is, alongside Bice. That could be an interesting double downgrade. Because yeah, he outstanding. And will have a negative break even now for quite a while, if I'm led to believe. As yeah, he's got a negative 39 already. And if we just say he's going to score 60s, which I think he can do, realistically speaking, he goes up 61k in a couple of weeks' time, and then 33.24. So he suddenly jumps quickly. He basically doubles in price in the space of like 3 weeks because of 60s. He goes up 120k basically in 3 weeks. So that's almost a must-have if he goes 60 this week. So that's a wait and watch with him. And then Archer Reed. How do you have 7 touches? 7 plus 13. I kid you not, 13 hit-outs. Plus he kicked 2 behinds. And he got a free kick. And he somehow ended on 9. How? It's almost an achievement he ended on 9. That's how horrific his game was. Yeah, I'm just confused with him because, honestly, I've seen guys get more than 9 points for, like, a spoil almost, it feels like. So I just don't know how you do that, especially being a ruckman. Like, that's 2 or 3 hit-out. That's like 2 hit-outs to advantage plus the free kick, and you're there, let alone the behinds and the kicks. Like, he must have had a shocker of a game to do that. It must have been a worse game than I even saw. Edwards had same amount of touches, 2 more marks, and no behinds, and he had like 7 times the score basically, 6.5 times the score. Long, and then Petrotelli, and that is enough. We've somehow extended this out to 9 minutes. If you guys did enjoy that video, remember to like and subscribe, turn the notification bell on so you know when I upload. If you are listening on Spotify, give me a follow and a rating over there, and I'll see you guys for the next recap. Bye guys.